Why this legendary car was illegal to own. Imagine buying your dream car, only to discover that driving it on public roads could get it seized by the government. It sounds unbelievable, but for years, one of the world's most legendary sports cars was practically illegal to own in the United States. This isn't the story of a car that was too fast or too expensive. It's the story of a machine that became so famous, so desirable, and so controversial that an entire generation of car enthusiasts spent decades dreaming about it. This is the story of the Nissan Skyline GT-R R34. Long before social media, before TikTok, and before YouTube, the R34 was already becoming a legend. Built in Japan between 1999 and 2002, the Skyline GT-R wasn't just another sports car, it was a technological masterpiece. Under its hood sat a 26-liter twin-turbocharged RB26 engine, producing around 276 horsepower officially, but everyone knew Nissan was being modest. Many experts believe the engine produced much more than that, and with simple modifications, owners could easily push it beyond 500 horsepower. It also featured an advanced all-wheel drive system, four-wheel steering, and race-inspired technology that made it feel decades ahead of its time. For many drivers, it wasn't just a car, it was a weapon. The Skyline quickly dominated racing circuits across Japan, defeating cars that cost twice as much. Fans began calling it Godzilla because of the way it destroyed the competition. Then something unexpected happened. Hollywood noticed. In 2003, the silver-blue Skyline GT-R R34 appeared in Too Fast, Too Furious, driven by Brian O'Connor, played by Paul Walker. Almost overnight, millions of people around the world fell in love with the car. Kids hung posters of it on their bedroom walls, gamers raced it in video games, collectors dreamed of owning one someday. But there was one massive problem. If you lived in America, you couldn't legally buy one. People assumed the government had banned it because it was too fast. Others believed it was too dangerous. Some even thought it could outrun police so easily that officials wanted it off the streets. Those theories sounded exciting, but they weren't true. The real reason was much more complicated. Every vehicle sold in the United States must meet strict federal safety and emission standards. The Nissan Skyline GT-R R34 was built only for the Japanese market. Because Nissan never officially sold the R34 in America, it never completed the expensive crash tests and certification process required by U.S. law. Without that certification, importing the car for normal road use became illegal. Even if someone bought one overseas, bringing it into the country could result in customs officers confiscating it. Some cars were crushed, others were exported back out of the country. Owners lost thousands of dollars trying to keep their dream alive. Yet that didn't stop enthusiasts. Some secretly imported Skylines using fake paperwork. Others changed vehicle identification numbers to disguise the cars. A few claimed their Skylines were different legal models. For a while, some people actually got away with it, but eventually authorities began cracking down. Federal investigators started finding illegally imported Skylines across the country. Many were seized without warning. Imagine spending over $100,000 on your dream car, only to watch it disappear onto the back of a government tow truck. Stories like these spread throughout the car community and made the Skyline even more mysterious. The harder it became to own, the more people wanted it. Its legend only grew larger. Meanwhile, across the rest of the world, the Skyline continued proving why everyone admired it. Tuners discovered the RB26 engine was nearly indestructible. With stronger internal parts, upgraded turbochargers, and professional tuning, some Skylines produced more than 1,000 horsepower. Others exceeded 300 kilometers per hour. They dominated drag races, they starred in movies, they became icons in racing games. The Skyline wasn't simply fast, it represented an entire culture built around engineering, performance, and passion. Years passed, fans kept waiting, some counted every single day. Then finally, the law itself offered hope. The United States has something called the 25-year import rule. Once a foreign vehicle becomes at least 25 years old, it can usually be imported without meeting all modern federal safety and standards. That meant the Skyline's time was coming. As each model reached its 25th birthday, enthusiasts finally received the chance they had been waiting decades for. Prices immediately exploded. Cars that once sold for reasonable amounts suddenly became collectibles worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Some pristine examples now sell for prices that rival modern supercars. Ironically, the same law that kept the Skyline away for so long made it even more valuable. Today, the Nissan Skyline GT-R R34 remains one of the most respected Japanese performance cars ever built. Not because it was illegal forever, not because it broke every speed record, but because it became a symbol of desire, a car people weren't supposed to have. Sometimes, the rarest machines become legends simply because they're difficult to obtain. The Skyline GT-R R34 proved exactly that. It inspired movies, it inspired video games, it inspired an entire generation of car lovers. And after decades of waiting, many enthusiasts finally achieved their dream of legally owning one. So was this legendary car really illegal? Not exactly. It wasn't banned for being too powerful. It wasn't outlawed because it was dangerous. It simply didn't meet American import regulations when it was new. But that misunderstanding created one of the greatest automotive legends of all time. Sometimes, a great story isn't about how fast a car can go. It's about how far people are willing to go just to own it. And that's exactly why the Nissan Skyline GT-R R34 will always be remembered as one of the most legendary cars in history. If you enjoyed this story, imagine what other legendary cars are hiding equally unbelievable secrets.